Brunette is back in a big way, and I cannot wait to share with you some of my favorite formulas. Hey everyone, I'm Kelly Rettenberger, National Trainer for John Paul Mitchell Systems, and I am so stoked that we are going back to the darker side of life. I really think that these beautiful, rich chocolate shades are on trend again, and I'm going to share with you a few of my favorite formulas featuring Paul Mitchell, the Demi. I really think the Demi is the perfect product to be bringing people into those deeper, rich tones this season. A, because it is super shiny, super conditioning, and wonderful on the hair, but also because we are working with that beautiful Demi Permanent formula, which is going to give us a try before you buy option and more opportunity to shift as seasons change. So before we move into those favorite formulas, I want to make sure that you have been subscribed to the Paul Mitchell Pro page so you don't miss out on future content. Now let's get into it. So here is our starting canvas today. I did want to go ahead and start on someone that has a little bit of a multi-dimensional fabric. I think that that's really salon reality right now. Most people we're going to be starting on have a beautiful shift in tones, whether it's from some balayage, some simple highlights, or they just happen to have their natural canvas that has some weathered ends. So we're going to be doing these three formulas in a basic all-over application. You will be able to see them all on one head of hair, so you can choose your favorite. Now let's go ahead and bring her to the darker side of life. My first favorite formula is going to be Warm Cocoa. I love using this formula when I'm looking to add depth to someone's hair that still has a flattering amount of warmth. Now, the canvas that we're working on is obviously already having some warm tones, so this is just going to help enhance that, but add that beautiful depth we're looking for. I'm going through with 20 grams of 5NB, 10 grams of 3G with that equal parts of processing liquid. The second formula is Chocolate Raspberry, and this is exactly what it sounds like. It's going to be a beautiful chocolate hue with just a hint of raspberry tone. This you'll really see pop out on those pre-existing highlights. I think this just adds a fun flavor of something unexpected, but it's still very flattering. We have 30 grams of 4N, 10 grams of 6VR, and 40 grams of processing liquid. Our final chocolate formula is Milk Chocolate. Now, I think that a good chocolate formula has a little bit of warmth to it, but as you can see, this pre-existing canvas already has a lot of warmth. So we're going to be working to soften that out a little bit and make it a bit more neutral. So we're going through with 15 grams of 6BV, 15 grams of 6AA, and 30 grams of processing liquid. Moving into application, I've sectioned the hair into 3 segments, and I'm lightly misting the mid-shafts and ends with Boomerang Restyling Mist from Paul Mitchell to help balance those ends out. It's just going to help even out the porosity and give us a beautiful canvas to work on. Now, I am choosing to apply these formulas to dry hair, and really that's because I want the maximum opacity. Paul Mitchell the Demi can be applied to towel dry or completely dry hair, and I'm choosing to go through right now on this dry hair for that full coverage. If you're working on someone that has extreme porosity, this might be a time that you choose to go through on towel dried hair. So I finished up applying our Warm Cocoa shade to the back panel, and now I'm moving into the side for our Milk Chocolate shade. You can see here that I am really taking care to get complete coverage. Saturation is going to be so key in this. So you'll see that I really take the time to section through, give a good comb through at the end, and if I see any holidays, I will go ahead and take care of those before moving on to the next segment. And now working into our final segment with the Chocolate Raspberry formula. This is the time to take a moment to remind you to trust the processing time. You really want to make sure to leave these formulas on for the full 20 minutes so that you get that beautiful, rich tone that's going to have great longevity. The longer you can leave this on the hair, the longer it will stay for them at home through washes. So I think sometimes, especially as these formulas oxidize, they start to look a little dark and we can panic. And just make sure that you trust the process, and if you're worried about oversaturation, make sure that you're working on damp hair, or add some clear to your formula to really help dilute that and make it slightly more translucent. Here is that beautiful chocolate raspberry fudge shade. You can see where some of those highlights have really popped up that red violet shade. So I would say if you are working on someone that doesn't have a highlighted canvas, you could totally up the concentration of that 6VR to bring out a little bit more of that pop. But because I knew she had these highlights, I just wanted it to have that subtle hue and so shiny. And here we have our beautiful Warm Cocoa shade. You can see how this definitely has some warmth, but it's a soft, natural looking warmth. And I really enjoy this. I think in darker shades, it is so flattering to have this kiss of warmth. And you can see how it differs from the violet red that we have in our chocolate raspberry fudge. And here we have our beautiful milk chocolate. This formula is really great for helping balancing out unwanted warmth. This mannequin obviously had a very warm base to start with, and so I was really just looking to bring that down into a bit more of a flattering neutral shade. If you're starting on a canvas that really is more of a neutral, you're going to end up with almost like a smoked sea salt chocolate, if you will, because you won't have that brass to banish out, but this just gives you that beautiful, natural, flattering, neutral end result. I hope this video has helped cure your craving for chocolate, and I know that you'll enjoy using these formulas on your guests at the color bar. Paul Mitchell the Demi is such a beautiful way to bring your guest into a new flavor for the season, and I might be a little bit biased, but I do love a good brunette. I'd love to know in the comments down below, which of these formulas are you going to try first? Thank you so much for watching. Click that like button, and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on future content from Paul Mitchell Pro. Thank you so much, and I will see you really soon.